I do want to go to a question that we just received online. This is coming from someone who listed themselves as anonymous, but it says, I will be having my grandchildren wearing masks. 3 of my grandchildren are not eligible for the vaccine. The youngest will turn 5. My question is, can I be sure that the teacher will encourage my grandchild to leave their mask on? This is such a critical question for so many people. I know as a mom, I want my son to be wearing a mask. I'm going to be looking at him when I pick him up from school. But is the pressure on the teachers right now to enforce this? Can they enforce this? What are the rules? We'll talk with you first, Mrs. Beeman.
Well, in Seminole County, we created additional language in our code of conduct to make it clear that students can wear masks in our schools. And certainly we have provided that information to our teachers, and they are aware of that. And for those students that are wearing the mask, they will be encouraged to continue to do so in our schools.
Can a parent ask a teacher to make sure my child wears a mask?
Their communication between parent and teacher happens all the time. So yes, parents can ask teachers to ensure that those things are happening, and teachers, I'm sure, will work with parents as they do on any number of issues in our classrooms.
And Dr. Vasquez, how's that going to work in Orange County? Can I ask my Orange County teacher to make my second grader wear a mask in class?
You know, certainly our teachers and our employees want what's very best for our children, and we want to keep them safe. And while I am sure that teachers will remind our children who are wearing masks, and again, masks are optional, we cannot require a teacher to remind a child or to guarantee that that child will be wearing their mask all day.
Mrs. Skipper, what about for teachers in Brevard County? How are they dealing with that? Those requests from parents, make sure my child does this, make sure they don't do that.
I think communication is key. An open line of communication between the parent and the teacher. I don't believe that, if a student is refusing to wear the mask, a teacher can inform the parent that that's taking place. But ultimately, the change in behavior for that student lies with the parent. The parent is going to have to come up with the guidelines for the student at home if they want the student to wear a mask and the student is not wearing a mask.
All right, and we do have a new person joining our panel now. We are joined by licensed mental health counselor Chantal Abbas. Thank you so much for joining us for this last part of our town hall. We do have some questions specifically for you and specifically regarding these masks. And one question coming from Stacy Greenhunt saying, what should parents do when kids whose parents force them to wear a mask get bullied for wearing that mask?
Well, I really think this is a conversation that needs to start before school starts. And bullying has been around for a long time, so it's not, kids are going to find something to bully each other about. The masks is just a new thing. So talking to kids about tolerance, we're all different. Everyone has different viewpoints, different backgrounds. We all come from different places in our lives and different reasons why we do what we do, but everyone can accept each other for what they believe and what they're doing. And so it's a great lesson that, we're not all the same. We don't wear the same clothes. We don't practice the same things. We don't have the same religion, and that's okay. And we can be different and we can be tolerant, and really talking about that and opening up that conversation, because bullying is here and around regardless. So the masks aren't going to make it worse or better. It's just a different thing for kids to focus on if they are a bully.
Some of those conversations are so important to have, but for a lot of people, it's hard to kind of get those conversations started. Do you have any recommendations for that? And I have some more questions for you, but first, do you have any recommendations on how to even start a conversation like that with your kid?
Well, open-ended questions about how kids feel about wearing masks or not wearing masks to school, whatever it is that they have decided upon with their parents, having them be part of that conversation. Of course, it's the parents' decision, but having the kids express how they feel and their thoughts, because really they are going to be the ones wearing the mask all day and the one responsible for keeping it on. So keeping that conversation open and just checking in with them every day and asking how they feel, what's happening, You know, I know sometimes kids don't want to talk about what's going on during their day, but we can keep that conversation open and letting them know, you know, there's a potential for maybe someone to ostracize you or to think less of you because you do or don't wear a mask. So always keeping that conversation open and talking about that with your kids.
And we are seeing so many new things due to this pandemic in terms of mental health with our students. What are some of the things that parents should be looking for when their kids come home? And what happens when some students we've been seeing have been feeling really guilty or feeling really worried about getting COVID-19? What are some of the signs that we should be looking out for, and what should we do if we think that our child is under a tremendous amount of stress or feels very emotional about what's happening with the pandemic?
Well, one thing I've been talking to my kids and parents about is resilience. You know, we've been through this before, we've been through the thick of it, and we come out stronger because of it. Now we have more resources in place than we've ever had. We have so many things that can support us and our kids. So really talking to them about the positives that, you know, when we've been through the worst of it, we can definitely get through this. And just keeping that conversation open and offering them the support. I do have several kids that are coming in this week because they're anxious about school starting. I think it's really important that kids stay away from, as much as possible, the social media and all of the information online. And they realize that their parents tell them, you know, not all information they read is true, not all information they hear is true. But if they have a question, to come directly to their parents instead of jumping to conclusion or developing an extreme sense of anxiety, because we are hearing a lot of different things, and that can definitely lead to a lot of anxiety.
I want to bring Ms. Skipper back into this conversation. We ask so much of our teachers, and they really are the heroes in so many kids' lives. They look out for them, they teach them. They too are dealing with a tremendous amount of stress during this pandemic. How are you trying to help them cope and navigate through all of this?
I think one of the things that we said last year over and over and over again is to give yourself grace, give yourself flexibility. There is the need in the classroom to be absolutely perfect at all times. And as teachers, rightfully, weren't able to do some of the great lesson plans that they had in the past because we had to keep students in rows instead of putting them in groups, which we know is not the best way to teach. Or if they couldn't do that cool lesson plan because contact tracing would have been a nightmare. I think they really got down on themselves, and you have to allow yourself to be able to do the best job that you can in this circumstance, to meet each child where that child needs to be met. We have this idea of this mythical COVID slide, an achievement gap, and I think that kind of wears on children's mental health as well, talking about how behind they might not be. They meet them where they are in the classroom and don't focus on where they are or where they should be. Just focus on getting them to move forward.
And I'm glad you just mentioned that COVID slide, because that is exactly our next question. And this is directed to Mrs. Beeman. And this one comes from Myra Joseph. Her question is, what is the plan to address the COVID slide in educational outcomes in Seminole County? Also, again, like so many of the other questions that we've had, what is the plan and criteria for quarantine? What will it look like if my child has to quarantine? But first, let's talk about that COVID slide in educational outcomes. Is there now a plan in place to try and make up for lost time?
Yes, there absolutely is. We are looking at all of the data points that we have for our students. We're looking at the assessments. We're looking at the iReady data that we have. We have some short assessments that we will provide to our students at the very beginning of school to do the identification of what the needs are. And from there, to create the plans to accelerate the learning for each of the individual students based on the information we have and the needs that the students demonstrate. So absolutely identification, determining the needs, and implementing the plans, and making sure to monitor the implementation of those plans with fidelity to accelerate the learning of the students. That's the plan for the students in Seminole County.
And Dr. Vasquez, what about Orange County? We know so many kids missed out on so much over the past year. Is there a plan to address that so-called COVID slide?
Absolutely. Orange County Public Schools began addressing the COVID slide this past school year. We extended our summer school that was traditionally just during the month of June, 4 days a week, to June and July, 5 days a week. Similar to Seminole County, we have been collecting data and will use that data to develop plans to accelerate learning. We will continue to have opportunities for extended learning through after-school tutoring. We also have purchased through the federal dollars additional personnel to help with small group instruction to be able to accelerate our students' learning. We will also be looking at possibly Saturday school as we've done in years past, and we'll use the data to monitor whether our children are making the gains that they need to and adjust accordingly.
And real quickly, when this pandemic first started and so many kids were learning from home, it seemed like it was a nationwide problem that some kids just seemed to be disappearing. Have we been able to find most of our students now and locate them and bring them back into the classroom for this upcoming school year?
Yes, we have, through the efforts of our school-based personnel, as well as some of our district social workers, psychologists, mental health workers, we were able to reach out to families, go to their homes, and we have found the vast majority of our students. The dollars that we're receiving from the federal government does allow us to use some of those dollars to find those missing students, and we plan on continuing to reach out to families so that we recover as many of them as possible.
Okay, I have a question that just came in online. This one is for Mrs. Beeman. It says, what are the options for kids with IEP, special education students for Seminole County? Because as of right now, the only option I am being told we have are face-to-face for kids with IEP to get that help. And how are we going to help keep our special needs kids safe? That's coming in from Lisette.
Well, the other option is the virtual school, and there are services that are provided for exceptional students through the virtual school. So enroll in the virtual school if that is an option that is for you, and then you will have an IEP meeting similar to what happens in the face-to-face school to determine the needs for the student.
Okay, I'm going to go back to Dr. Vasquez now. We're getting another question. This one coming in on clickorlando.com. This one about sports and coaching. Are there any plans relative to sports this year? We know last year when the pandemic first hit, a lot of things were canceled. What's the plan for the fall?
Our plan is to have all of our sporting events, our performing arts activities, as we did in the year prior to the pandemic. Certainly, we will continue to highly recommend the use of masks, social distancing when possible, but we plan on resuming all of those activities for this school year.
All right, I want to bring in Mrs. Skipper now. We have a question regarding Brevard County. This one coming in from Teresa, and she wants to know, which seems like this could be logistically pretty much impossible, but she asks, why can't the unvaccinated kids be placed in separate section of schools? In many Brevard schools, there are trailers on campus. Can we put unvaccinated kids, separate them out? Is that a good idea?
Well, at this point, there are many kids who aren't even eligible to receive the vaccine, and I think that we should not divide our students based on vaccinated and unvaccinated. I think that goes back to, we talked about bullying for masked and unmasked. That would be a logistical nightmare also, but no, I don't believe that that should be an issue. If children are eligible for vaccines, I would encourage parents to get them vaccinated. As we know with the CDC guidelines, quarantining protocol is different if the child is vaccinated.
And we do want to go now to Dr. Vasquez, this one regarding Orange County. Tim writing, with the Delta variant surging, shouldn't Launch Ed be available for our kids as an option? The two current choices of either back to school or virtual school are totally unacceptable.
We understand that Launch Ed was a learning model that appealed to so many of our families, and we were able to institute that model because the governor allowed us to have an innovative model where we would get equal funding for that model as we would with our face-to-face model. Unfortunately, that's not an option this school year. The governor has not given us any indication that the innovative model is an option. For those parents that found that to be a viable option, although it is not the same, Orange County Virtual may be your best choice.
Okay, and I do want to bring in Chantal Abbas again, our mental health counselor. We've been hearing such a big debate about whether it's best for kids to be face-to-face with teachers, or is it best to maybe keep them home and isolated so they don't contract COVID-19. As a mental health counselor, what is your take on this?
Well, being at home and being in school, there's nothing wrong with that. But the important thing is that kids that are homeschooled need to have the resources. A lot of times parents are able to give them full-time support at home. That is their job, that they're working with them. They have them in activities and in homeschool groups. But what happened with COVID-19 was a lot of kids were just kind of home, and their parents were home too, and they were working and they were busy, and kids were kind of left to kind of struggle on their own. And that was nobody's fault. It was just the situation. So what happened is a lot of kids fell very far behind. A lot of kids struggle with depression and anxiety because obviously they're not able to be involved in those sports events or outings that maybe they were if they were homeschooled. So I don't think it's the homeschool situation per se, but it is a situation that if a parent is not able to do homeschooling and they have to work, it's much better for kids to be at school with their peers, and also in activities, seeing each other, and also keeping them accountable for keeping their work up. We mentioned that COVID slide. It's very hard for kids to maintain being focused and on task when they don't have an actual teacher there with them and their class members to work with.
Well, we know since this pandemic began, everyone has had to become very flexible and things have been very fluid. And we also know now with these rising COVID cases, we have been circling back to our school districts. And I want to bring in Dr. Vasquez now and Mrs. Beeman, as well as Mrs. Skipper, to ask you about some of the changes and adjustments that may have to be made. I mean, everything that we said here tonight, that's as of today. Do you foresee that there could be changes in some of these plans? Could masks become mandatory again? I know that we have been reaching out to school districts, asking that very question. We'll start with you, Mrs. Beeman. Is everything you said tonight set in stone, or do parents need to remember to be very flexible moving forward?
I think parents need to remember to be very flexible as we navigate through the conclusion, hopefully, of this pandemic. At some point, we will get back to normal, but we're not there yet, and we have to be flexible.
Do you foresee there being the possibility of masks becoming mandatory in the future in Seminole County?
Not at this time.
Okay, and Dr. Vasquez?
Well, I think if this past year taught us anything, it's that flexibility is the key to getting through a crisis. And so I firmly believe that that is what we will continue to be. We will monitor the data, work closely with our local health officials, and make decisions that will keep our students, our employees, and our community safe.
And how likely do you think it is that in Orange County, masks will become mandatory this year?
I think the governor has been very clear on his stance regarding masks and children in our school system. And I do not foresee that he will change his opinion that parents should have the right to choose whether their child wears a mask or not.
And Mrs. Skipper, going into Brevard County, we know that teachers have had to be so flexible, along with parents and students. Everything we've discussed here tonight, we know it is, again, as of today, but we are seeing those record number of cases here in Florida. What are you telling parents and teachers and students as we embark on a new school year?
As I mentioned before, Floridians have to step up and work together. Unfortunately, local control has been stripped from our school boards by Tallahassee, and we are not able to fully reach our Florida requirement for educators to keep our students ultimately safe in the classroom by making decisions locally. We need to make sure as educators, again, that we speak in a positive, forward-moving language with our students, that we don't talk about those gaps in front of them, that we meet them where they are. And I know that it's really easy for all of us to be on here and talk about the COVID slide, but to me, a student needs to feel valued. They don't need to come in feeling like they're less because they missed some school. We need to make sure that we are gearing learning for each individual child that's in front of us.
Do you think that this is the most stressful time that teachers in Brevard County have had to endure in a long time? And how are you telling them to deal with all of this and handle all of these different questions and concerns and requests from parents and educators and Tallahassee and even the federal government?
I absolutely think that this has been, last year was the most stressful year for a teacher, and our administrators as well in our schools. And I would tell administrators and teachers, the saying that you have to put your oxygen mask on first so that you can take care of other people. So you've got to take time for your mental and emotional and physical well-being so that you can be the best that you can be in your classrooms.
And Chantal Abbas, your best advice as thousands of people get ready to head back to school and navigate not only these new changes, but potentially more changes as we make our way through the school year?
Well, take time for yourself and learn what, even if you're in a stressful environment, what makes you feel calm, what makes you feel safe. I talk to the kids all the time about that. They may be feeling panicky, they may be feeling stressed, they may be in a situation, but going back in their minds to what makes them feel good. And also remembering, like Ms. Skipper said, that every child is unique, every child is special. They all have their own gifts and talents. Nobody is behind. We're all just moving forward from here. So looking at it in that way, I think is really important.
To receive questions. This one just coming in, Craig Bowman saying, my son is entering middle school. He just turned 10 years old and will not be able to get vaccinated before school starts. Given the current COVID rise in Florida, why would the school board vote to not mandate masks as a precaution for students and staff? We heard that obviously the governor and saying that there cannot be a mask mandate for students. Does that also apply though to staff members, Mrs. Beeman?
The school boards, the Seminole County School Board policy regarding masks included employees and visitors and others that were on the campuses. So that policy, when it was repealed, applied to all of those categories of persons.
So there is no mask mandate for staff members as of right now?
That is correct.
Okay, and in Orange County?
We are in the same situation as Seminole County. Our mask policy applies to students, employees, any visitors or vendors on our campus.
Okay, and I do want to get back to Mrs. Skipper. We're having a lot of questions about this quarantining. Your best advice for parents who may be working at home and now once again trying to teach their kids to navigate through that process?
Well, first of all, make sure you have an open line of communication with your child's teacher or teachers if they're middle school and high school from the moment they step forward in the classroom. Make sure that you take the time to know what the teachers' names are. Make sure you take the time to sign up to be a part of the digital platform, whatever that may be for your county. And Brevard, we use Focus. Make sure that a lot of our teachers use Google Classroom, that you are regularly, if not every couple days, checking that focus, checking your child's grades, checking the links that the teacher posted, and emailing questions if you have them, and also giving grace and flexibility to the teachers, for turnaround with emails as well. and just making sure that you constantly keep your fingers on the pulse of what's going on in the classroom. Have those conversations about your child's grade with your child on a weekly basis or even every few days.
And Chantal Abbas, real quickly, that same quarantine message for parents who are dealing with that added stress, kids who are dealing with the added stress of having to be at home and trying to learn at home, your best advice for them?
Well, kids model what parents show them. So if we as parents can model, dealing with our anxiety, being calm, talking through our stress, not overreacting when we hear something initially, but really learning the facts, then our kids will follow. So as we behave, they behave. So it really is important that, parents and teachers do focus on their mental health, because they need to be those role models for the kids. And if they are doing okay, the kids are going to be doing okay. So what are those things that they need to instill in their life that help them through this time, and coming to a plan for that so that they have a fallback when things do get tough during the year, because it will.
And real quickly for Dr. Vasquez, we just have about 90 seconds left, but are there sufficient substitute teachers to cover those who might have to quarantine? That coming from Jenna Wright.
We partner with Kelly Services and have worked closely with them to ensure we have sufficient subs. Last year, we did have many times when we didn't have a teacher, and school-based personnel assisted in that, but we feel confident that our partnership with Kelly Services is going to be able to provide the substitutes we need in our classrooms.
And what about in Seminole County, Mrs. Beeman?
We also are confident that we will have substitutes for those situations where quarantining needs to happen. And we had challenges as well last school year, and we are preparing to make sure that we don't have the same challenges this year.
And Mrs. Skipper in Brevard County, what's the situation like with getting substitute teachers?
We have a severe substitute shortage in Brevard County. We have put several things into place to try to address that, such as helping substitutes get vaccinated if they wanted to be, so they felt more comfortable coming into our schools. But we are still very, very short on licensed substitutes.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. And thank you for watching this Back to School Town Hall. Remember, you can find extensive information on many of the topics we've talked about at clickorlando.com.
This News 6 Back to School special is sponsored by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Todd, thank you for stellar representation from our first contact all the way through the successful settlement. You made a difference.
I'm Todd Miner, and I believe the best way to get great results for clients like Dennis is with a team of former insurance company attorneys and adjusters. So if you've been injured in an accident, consider this. Everything we learned on the insurance company side, we'll bring to your side. Call us today or visit toddminerlaw.com.
Good morning, Junior Reed Elementary School. Who are we? The Rockets!
Let me introduce you to the ultimate Florida window.
Going on now. For every 2 windows you buy, get 1 more free. Call today.
One little spark of inspiration is at the heart of our creation. Right at the start of everything that's new. One little spark lights up for you.
Guess what?
You're gonna be a big brother!
Come here, man. I love you. Love you.
We are made to feel. We're made to feel the warmth of joy, the currents of laughter, the lift of hope. We're made to soak in the world through sound and taste and touch. Heart thumps, goosebumps. We are made to defy gravity. Make a difference. We're made to feel whole. Advent Health is proud to be the official healthcare provider at Walt Disney World Resort.
Nighttime, on a rural highway. Present day.
You know what 4 a.m. in February feels like, Ronnie? Like I'm out here chasing a cat in a coal mine.
All I do is take the info down, pass it along.
Well, next time, verify the GPS. Driving in circles like this is messing with my chi.
Yo.